Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. I thought I would do a very long overdue update on the garden. I know a lot of you have been asking, where are all your updates on the garden? I know I haven't really done, I don't think I've done any this year. Today is the 27th of September. As you can see, because of the hedge up there, the garden's pretty much in the shade all day now, but everything's grown amazingly. Let me just zoom out so you can see better. We have had a lot of wind and a lot of rain the last like 3 or 4 days, so that's why everything looks battered. But the bananas are absolutely massive. So I've got so many baby bananas in here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think I've got about 10 bananas in this clump. Still a bit windy today, so I hope you can hear me all right. My cordyline that I put in the end of last year is let me see if I can zoom in, is absolutely huge for a year's growth. I put it in this time last year. The yucca is grown a crazy amount, which I'm really happy about. Things haven't done so well this year, so my Musella leucocarpa, it's taken a long time to take off, and the bed of paradise that I put in April is only just starting to put out nice lush green leaves, and it's nearly ready to dig out of the ground now. The cannas haven't done anything. I bought some Canna Cleopatras this year. Thought they were going to be massive, thought they were going to be lovely. I haven't had one flower off them. And then I've got some sort of like your standard cannas here. They haven't really done anything either. Colocasias haven't really done much this year, and I need to point out that I haven't fertilised anything this year. I just never got round to it. So my Washingtonia Robusta is doing really well. He's not put out as many leaves as he normally does, but I'm extremely happy with him. What else is going on here? I've got a new flush on my tiny little sago palm, which I haven't actually noticed until now. So we've got 2 brand new leaves on the sago. These colocasias are looking nice. They just look a little bit leggy. What I'm really impressed about is my queen palm. So when I bought this was the only fully emerged leaf. So we've got, I mean, this was like half emerged, but it was all tight together. So I've got 1 full leaf, and then I've got, let me zoom out. I've got this much all the way sort of down to the growing point up to here of a new frond coming out. I am going to protect this from the wind this year. Not as much the cold, but the wind. And then again, let me zoom back in. So some of you may remember that I rescued this yucca last year, and it was literally just a stump. And we have got, I think, 2 or 3 heads on this now. I have got a cordyline behind it that has been now taken over. I did have a few cannas at the back here that did flower probably about a month ago. My Crocosmia Lucifer was beautiful this year. I moved them from over here. Again, gold lotus bananas, a little bit slow to take off. These bananas are looking a lot better and bigger than they were last year. Let's zoom out. I'm not sure what this is, so if anyone can tell me what this is in the comments, please let me know. This is a succulent that my mum actually brought over last year. The colour is amazing. I've got one over there, but the colour's just not half as good as it is on this one. I think it's absolutely beautiful. They're really sturdy, quite robust plants, but I just think they give that late pop of colour. My Canna Musifolia Grande, massive again. I literally split this in half this year because they were just taken over. Now we come into like the sad part of the garden. My Washingtonia Robusta that was literally probably there last year, croaked it. Completely spear pulled, everything fell apart. But I did have one at my mum's house that was really lovely. So I dug him up, but I didn't get much soil with the roots. Because the ground was so dry, and there was no moisture at my mum's house, I just dug him up and he just came away from the soil. Just roots, all bare roots. So he literally went all brown and crusty like this Camarops did, because this Camarops did exactly the same thing. And I've only managed to get sort of half a frond out of it this whole year. He's just sulking, so I need to protect him as much as possible this year. I picked up some gingers at a community garden fair at the sort of middle of the year. These have done really well. They flowered, they smell beautiful. I'm really excited for these to grow up next year. I think these are going to fill in this space. I planted so many busy lizzies this year to try and fill in the space, and not one of my busy lizzies, sorry, it's so windy, not one of my busy lizzies has taken off like they did last year, which is really, really strange. I rescued this Fatsia from my mum's house. This was just in a pot doing nothing. Let me see if I can zoom out. Look at the size of this Tetra Panax. I have cut 4 huge leaves off this. There was a leaf coming here, a leaf coming over here, and a leaf coming up here that was just taking over the space. So I've taken off quite a bit this year, but I only planted this last year, which I think is absolutely crazy. My Trachycarpus, let me just move these out of the way, is starting to take off now. So he's putting out sort of like 2 to 3 fronds at a time, if you can see. I was wondering when this was going to take off, because it's been in the ground for over a year and it sort of just sulked all of last year. If we can get under here, this is going to be a long video, guys. So I have got a sago palm under here. It got a little bit battered in the winter, but you can just see, I don't know if you can see here, the stem of this Tetra Panax is huge. Alright, let's get into the jungle. Let's zoom out a minute. And I have got a Gunner Romanicata over here. Hasn't really done anything this year, if I'm honest, which I'm probably quite happy about, because there wasn't enough room for it to do anything. But I've got a nice lot of banana pups. Let's do this before the wind comes back. I've got a lot of banana pups in there, and I have got a Phormium at the back there. Under here I have got a lungwort. It's being sort of overtaken by cannas. I'm not really sure why there's cannas here. There should have been cannas here, but I think that was just a faux pas on my part from not remembering where things were from last year. The bananas are looking lovely, and the red banana, obviously we've had a lot of wind, we've had some cold temperatures, and we've had a lot of rain, so we're starting to go a bit yellow. But I'm standing at head height, so that's probably, I would say, 7 foot, 7.5, maybe 8 foot to the top of this leaf. Really happy with him. I've got another Camarops over here that's starting to take off again now. He sort of sulked all of last year. My hydrangea absolutely went mental. It literally took over this space. I couldn't deal with how big it was, so I did have to chop it off because it was just getting lanky. This lungwort I planted, and it was literally like this tiny little plant, and it is quadrupled in size. So I'm going to probably split that, and I'm going to start putting that into the banking for next year. This Fatsia looks like it was about to flower, and then I'm not really sure what happened. I think we had a very, very slight ground frost about 2 weeks ago, so that might have killed that off. As you can see, I sort of took a bit of a step back from the banking. We started off strong at the beginning of this year, got it all sorted, got the plants in, but as you can see, there are a lot of weeds. I haven't been up there weeding. The only thing is, because of the bark and the incline that the bank is in that you probably can't see, you slide down it. So whenever you go up to try and pull the weeds out, everything just slides. But the palm trees are looking nice. A lot of the ferns are looking lovely. I've just got to pull out everything. I've got one hydrangea that's flowered. I've actually got 1, 2, 3 different sorts of hydrangeas on both sides. For next year, I'm going to put like a soaker hose and I'm going to just weave it the whole way across, because a lot of the top, as you can see, never gets any rain, and it's just soaked up by all these sort of conifers. But I've got tetrapanax, bananas, I've got phormiums, I've got I've been thinking for 3 minutes what that's called, and it'll probably come to me in a minute, but I can't remember. I've got some cordylines, I've got some fatsias. In here I've got dotted around so many different hostas, but they've all disappeared. Don't know where they went. And the same within here, I had loads of different hostas. Don't know where they went either. But the one thing that I forgot about until I popped out here the other day, that I forgot was even growing inside this bush, is my king palm or bangalow palm. So this is a Contraphoenix Cumminghamiana. But this one is, oh, it's a little bit bent. This one's the Illawarra form. So he has just been sat in there all summer. I completely forgot about him. But I'm really, really impressed with how much he's grown inside that plant. Admittedly, he is very bent, but that's the best he's looked. So, and these leaves are the firmest they've ever been. Normally they're very flimsy, they get burnt very easily. So I'm going to leave him out as long as possible. I'm probably actually going to leave him there. Oh no, let's put him back where I found him, because I don't want him to get too damaged. But definitely I'm going to put him back there again next year, or in some sort of foliage. I think that's what's helped him, is he's had that protection from the inside of the bush. Very aware I'm waffling. I haven't done a garden video in a long time, so you'll have to bear with me if this is really long and really long-winded and drawn out. There are parts of the garden like this and like this that just haven't been finished. A couple of friends wanted different plants, so I've been digging things out, hence like the holes, and there's nothing there. But prime example, this was a hosta that doesn't look like a hosta anymore. I had hostas in here. Oh, another thing that I didn't actually show you guys, which I will show you from this side. Do excuse all the weeds coming through on this side. But I planted another tetrapanax here. So this was the size of the tetrapanax over there last year. So if that one's anything to go by, this one's going to be huge next year. So I'll give you another little pan around, because obviously I was talking about plants all the time. So I will just give you a little proper look how everything's looking at the end of September. This is my favourite view when I look down this way. Definitely need some more height over here next year. While I'm showing you things, I might as well show you the bananas here, which have taken off. I think I counted 18 bananas on this one, which is absolutely crazy, considering I only planted one plant last year and it didn't really do much. This one's the taller one. I think we've only got about 6 pups on this, but the height on this is rivaling the ones near the side of the house. These ones just are a little bit more on the floppy side, when these ones are a little bit more rigid and upright. Something else I've completely forgot to tell you that I think is worth mentioning. Anyone that's watched my YouTube for the last few years knows, oh, it's getting windy again, had about 5 potted palms that were killed the night I forgot to take them in, and we got to like -6 degrees. So this is a Phoenix reclinata. This was completely dead. Well, I thought this was completely dead. it spear pulled, it was gooey, it was mushy, everything fell out. Like literally every single leaf fell off, except from like these 2 bottom ones that I just cut off. And it wasn't until about sort of 4 weeks ago, because these were actually like parked in sort of like over here where the bins are, and I realized that it put out 3 new leaves. Like this is a Phoenix reclinata, so this shouldn't have taken -6, which I'm completely stunned about. I have got some. Do you know what I'm actually going to show you? So this little queen palm should have died, completely disintegrated. There was nothing there. As you can see, there's literally nothing there, but that's grown back. I've also got a Livistona australis, or maybe this could be Livistona decora, I'm not sure, but that survived. My Phoenix sylvestris completely disintegrated. That is actually dead, but 3 out of 5 palms are alive, which I'm really surprised about. And there's my little garden in here. Everything's bunched up in there because that's where we get the last bit of sun, and all the wind and the rain, and everything's just looking a bit crazy. But thank you for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.